What is going on? We're going to talk about how to gain self-esteem and gain the self-esteem you deserve. We're going to talk about the ins and outs of self-esteem and not only how you can gain self-esteem, but how you can help others grow theirs. So what is going on, replay viewer? Say hello and let me know where you are watching this from. And let's go ahead and get this party started. So, yes, I think I'm connected. I actually don't know if I'm connected, but I'm going to go ahead and dive right in to keep this short and sweet. So, what is self-esteem? So let's clearly identify and define what self-esteem is before we get going. Trying to see if I am live. All of my Facebook Live episodes, you can say Liz List below. Liz List if you're watching it on Facebook, and you're going to get the written version of this show. If you're watching it on YouTube, there is a link in the description that you can click that will take you over to it. So self-esteem is how we perceive ourselves. Like, how does it feel when you think about like the way you look, or how smart you are, or how good you are at sports, or how good you are at something, or how much money you will make? Like, how does it make you feel when you think about that? That is self-esteem. So when you look in the mirror, what do you see? And how do you feel? I still don't think that I'm live. We'll just keep going. So our society suffers a lot from low self-esteem and poor self-worth. There's such a strong emphasis placed on celebrities and entertainment, and it can be really, really easy to start comparing yourself to celebrities or people we see on Instagram or on the internet or in magazines. And so we're all vulnerable to this problem. And unfortunately, our youth are most affected from it. So, but it's not isolated just to young people, right? Like, it affects adults. It affects, oh, I just got a text message that I am live. Sweet. Thank you, Andrea Potter, for that. So it affects adults and teens. And so it's a common problem, you know, all through society, but it really does affect our youth. So what we're going to talk about are some ways that you can increase your self-esteem. You can grow your self-esteem. And if you don't have a self-esteem problem, it's probably because you have some of these coping skills, or you know have some of these tools, whether you know it or not. But I want to make you aware of them so then you can help other people, okay? So maybe you don't suffer with this, but you can help somebody else grow it. And so the cool thing is, a positive self-esteem, it can be built, it can be learned, it can be maintained by following a handful of these tips, all right? So the first one is, try not to compare yourself to others. So the first step in achieving positive self-esteem is to eliminate comparing yourself to others. And now I know that can be a challenge. I've experienced it myself. Like in business, like, man, wow, but like she's here and I'm just here, and what's wrong with me type of thing, right? And so the truth is, you can only work with what you have. And what you have is probably a lot more than what you're giving yourself credit for. So stop looking at what others have and start focusing on what you already have and embracing it, okay? And I want you just to know that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. You don't always know what else that person is going through, what's going on behind the scenes. Something may appear one way, but totally be another way. And so what you can do is, when you find yourself in that comparison mode, you've just got to stop yourself, right? Just stop yourself and focus on what you have. So that leads me right into number 2, and that's identifying your strengths and identifying the opportunities for improvement, right? So there are several reasons why you may not feel as confident or as positive about certain aspects in your life. And so try figuring out why, okay? So here's a little something you can do to help you identify your strengths and help you identify areas that you can improve in. And I apologize, I'm not seeing any comments. I'm not seeing actually anything. Like I know Andrea said I'm live, but I don't truly feel like I'm actually really live. So I mean, I know she wouldn't steer me wrong, but let's see if I can find any of your comments. Oh, looky here. My phone is showing me them all. Okay. Yay. It is hard to learn not to compare yourself. And I think that we can all say that we're guilty of it, right? But so it's identifying when it happens. All right. So here we go. Identifying your strengths and areas of improvement. And so make a list, like pen and paper or on your phone, but make a list of your strengths, things that you're good at. And sometimes this is really, really, really hard, especially if your self-esteem is in the gutters, right? It's like, I'm not good at anything. I'm not good at anything. Well, it could be that you are, I mean, what the heck is going on out there? It sounds like someone's mowing the grass, and I know that's not happening. There's too much snow on the ground. Ew, I don't know. All right, let's keep going. So make a list of your strengths. If you're struggling with this, ask some of your friends. Start paying attention. Like, oh wow, you know what? I'm good at decorating my house. Or you know what else I'm good at? I'm good at smiling at strangers when I pass them. You know what else I'm good at? I'm good at cooking. You know what else I'm good at? I'm a good mom. I'm a good wife. I'm good at hair. I've got nice eyebrows. Like whatever it is, it may start off really small and you might really, really struggle. But make a list of your strengths and then go ahead and make a list of your improvements. You know, like I would like to be a better housekeeper. No, actually, really, I wouldn't. Really, I don't want to be a housekeeper. Like, okay, that's not a good example for me myself. But you know, maybe it's self-talk. Maybe it's you want to be a better listener. Maybe you want to be more present with your family. Maybe you want to improve your health. Whatever it is, but recognize what you're good at. And then also recognize what you would like to improve on, right? So when you identify the areas of improvement, here's something very, 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 very important. Be aware of the language that you are using and what you're saying to yourself. That self-talk is so important. Katie, I think it is a snowblower. Get a blowjob out there. Okay. So what language are you using and what are you saying to yourself? It's so weird having like my comments not be on where I'm live. So I'll just set my phone up over here. I guess that'll help. So an example of this, like what are you saying to yourself? You might want to improve like your weight or your fitness, but saying I'm fat, I'm so fat, like I want to improve this. I wish I wasn't so fat. Like instead of saying that's because that creates a negative tone, right? That's negative self-talk. So instead, on your list of areas to improve, don't say I'm fat. Say I want to focus more on physical health, or I want to visit the gym twice a week. So instead of saying I'm fat, I'm messy, say I want to go to the gym more. I am organized, right? Or I want to become more organized, because it changes how you're talking to yourself. Also, another side note is, what are you saying when you look in the mirror? Man, I look so old. God, I'm so fluffy. Ugh, I look so tired, right? So whatever you're saying to yourself in the mirror, pay attention to that and try and change that self-talk. And it's going to start off by just noticing and listening and paying attention to what you're saying to yourself. And oftentimes, we don't say it quietly, we actually say it out loud. And if there's little ears hanging around, what are we teaching our children? We're teaching them to look in the mirror and say, ugh, I'm so fat, or ugh, I look so tired, I'm so ugly, right? And so just be careful what you are saying to yourself, because there's other people listening. Cool? If you want the written version of this, just say Liz List below. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Liz Medley, and I teach entrepreneurs how to create a freaking amazing business, a cool life, and to be able to show up online with confidence. I created a really cool online community called Messy Buns in Business, and I'm also a leader and an affiliate with Pretty Social. So shout out to the Messy Buns in Business ladies that are on here, and to those of you that are a part of Pretty Social. Go ahead and drop hashtag MBB below, or Pretty Social if that is you. So let's go ahead and move on to number 3, and that's be willing to change, right? So as you work on embracing your strengths and working on embracing areas that you want to improve and working on improving those areas, it's important to update your list, okay? It's very, very, very important as you change and grow to update your list and to take inventory of your strengths. And I promise it gets easier to find things that you're good at when you're paying attention, okay? But celebrate the small things. And before you know it, all those small things will have made a big difference, right? So making a list is one thing, but being motivated to put in the work and to make a change, that's a whole nother ball game, right, you guys? It's a whole nother ball game, but it starts with paying attention. It starts with recognizing, right? So don't give up. Keep going. Turn that fear or that hesitation into motivation. And remember, you're putting the effort for a great cause. You're investing in yourself. You're investing in yourself, and no one can take that from you. All right, so let's go on to number 4. Say Liz list below if you want the written version of this. So number 4 is setting realistic expectations. I want you to know that perfection does not exist. Perfection does not exist. And change is not something that happens like instantly or overnight, right? So your goal is to become the best version of yourself, and you are the person who identifies what the best version is. Remember also that we all make mistakes. So when something shows up or when you encounter a setback, because it's going to happen, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. Just learn from it and keep moving forward, okay? I'm going to give you a handful of other ways to grow your self-esteem. And again, if you want the written version of this, it goes into more detail. Just say Liz list below. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a link in the description. If you are watching this on lizmailey.com, welcome. All right, so we're going to run through these last 6 very quickly. So a few other ways, and if you have some ways that you have helped grow your self-esteem, or you've helped other people grow their self-esteem, drop them in the comments. Drop them in the comments. I would love to add to this list over time. This is not an inclusive list, or it's like not the be-all tell-all, but it's a pretty good one. So another useful tip is to surround yourself with positive people. All right. Hey, thanks for sharing this. I appreciate it. Number 2 is positive affirmations, and that positive self-talk is so important. But positive affirmations. The next one is take a social media detox. If the internet is where the comparison is triggering from, take a break from social media. If social media or the internet is where the negativity is what's triggering the negativity, take a break from it. You don't have to be on the internet, right? Like, I love the internet. I remember the days of dial-up. I love the internet. But there's times that you have to either say, whoa, this is triggering negative self-talk. This is triggering comparison. This is not triggering anything positive. I need to take a break. Or, and I don't remember what I was saying, like all these noises are going on in my backyard, and I'm like, yo, if that's what it's triggering from, release it. Get off the internet for a little bit. The 4th one is, which is really like the 8th one, but do more of what you love. Do more of what you love. You love. Not what the other people around you love. do more of what you love. The next one is live in the present, because you can't change the past, right? Live in the present. Forgive what you need to from the past. Maybe it's something that you've done, someone's done to you. Forgive and live in the present. All right. And then the last one is share how you feel with others. So maybe you have a supportive bestie, maybe a counselor, maybe someone who loves you and they see the best in you and what you have to offer the world. But share how you're feeling. Maybe you blog, maybe you journal, maybe you go to counseling, whatever it may be. Do more of that and share your feelings, okay? Thank you again for sharing. What's up, Andrea? Hey, Courtney. Hey, Diane. Hey, Joshua. And then let's go ahead and just wrap this up. But the bottom line is improving self-esteem requires work. And being very, very aware of that self-talk and what triggers the negative thoughts about yourself. If reading People magazine triggers body image issues, stop buying People magazine, right? If Kylie Jenner's Instagram feed causes you to want to skip lunch, block her. Stop going to her Instagram feed. So whatever it is, identify what's triggering it, put in the work, and it's worth it. It is worth the investment. You are worth the investment. I'm going to end it with this. I believe in you, and my wish is for you to believe in yourself. Thanks, guys.